Hey, Agatha. It's been a really long time. It's me, Charlotte.
What? Charlotte? Is that really you? My goodness, how many years has it been? I haven't heard from you at all since you left the orphanage and got married. You never even came back to see me. You had me worried. How are you?
I'm okay. Well, actually, I'm not okay at all.
Why not? What's wrong?
Listen, Agatha, the thing is, I got kicked out of the house.
What? Kicked out?
I'm at the police station near the train station right now. They're letting me use one of their phone chargers. I was so desperate to contact you. I feel so embarrassed having to ask you this. But can I come back to the orphanage? I have nowhere to go after being kicked out. There's nowhere else I can stay, and no one else I can turn to. I don't even know where I'm gonna sleep tonight.
Oh, Charlotte, you poor thing. Of course you can. I'll have someone come out to pick you up immediately. Just stay where you are, okay?
Thank you so much.
What exactly do you mean when you say you got kicked out? This is all such a shock. Were things not going well at home? What the devil happened?
My husband Dexter and his parents used to be so unbelievably kind to me. I felt like the luckiest girl in the world to have such wonderful people in my life. Until we got married. When we did, he asked me to quit my job so I could stay at home and support him. It didn't sound so bad at the time, but he asked me to move in with him and his parents, and that was when everything changed. All of a sudden, his mom and dad, who up until then had been the kindest people I'd ever met, started treating me like dirt. It was like living with demons. They said I was obliged to be their family servant because they, to quote them, gave my miserable life meaning by adopting me. They forced me to work like a dog every single day, from 3 a.m. in the morning to 12 midnight. I wasn't even allowed to take a break to sit down. All of my clothes and personal belongings from before I got married were either sold or thrown away. For no reason, I'd be ordered to get on my knees in front of them all of a sudden, and they'd all take turns yelling at me. If there was ever something they didn't like, they'd just throw away my food or personal belongings. If I ever complained, they'd yell at how I should just be grateful I'm not an orphan anymore.
Oh my God, Charlotte.
Today, Dexter brought home some young girl. What use are you if you can't even have kids? You're an abject failure, you barren wasteland of a woman. You had a duty to provide me with sons, how dare you? You ungrateful witch. We should have just left you in an orphanage. These were just some of the things he yelled at me in front of his new girlfriend. When he was done making me feel like I wanted to curl up and die, he told me they were getting married and ordered me to leave. He basically kicked me out with nothing but the clothes on my back. I lost 10 kilograms due to stress since I moved in with him. He rejected me every time I tried to go near him. I can't even look at you as a woman, you're hideous, was his usual reaction.
Oh my God! I can't believe you went through all this. As if bullying and emotionally abusing you wasn't enough, he cheated on you as well? No way! Was the reason I didn't hear from you since you got married because they confiscated your cell phone?
No. Ironically, my cell phone was the only thing I did keep. I hid it because I didn't want them to sell that too. You gave it to me as a present when I left the orphanage, and it was the only thing I had that reminded me of you. There was no way I was gonna let them take it from me. I didn't have a charger though. The reason I couldn't contact you all this time was because my battery was dead. The first thing I did after he booted me out was to look for somewhere I could charge my phone. So that's how I'm able to message you now.
Oh God, what have they done to you, Charlotte? He will not get away with this.
I'm so sorry to trouble you like this. Ugh, it's so embarrassing to have to rely on you like this despite being in my 20s now. Even if it's just until I can find a new job and somewhere to live. Please, can I live at the orphanage again for a little while? I'll do chores, odd jobs, help look after the younger children, anything.
Don't be so silly. You don't have anything to apologize for. I'll always see you as my own daughter, and you'll always be welcome at the orphanage. If you want to come home, you can come home whenever you want to. What kind of mother would I be if I said anything otherwise?
Agatha.
Whether you find yourself to live or not, you can stay for as many months, or as many years as you like. This orphanage is your home. I'm an old dear, well into my 70s now, so it's probably more appropriate to call me your grandma than your mom. But I'll always be here for you, Charlotte. Never forget that.
Thank you so much.
I'll run you a nice hot bath and cook you some meatloaf and apple pie and custard. You only have one job when you get here, and that's to relax, unwind, and forget about all the horrible stuff you've been through. Leave the rest to me. Good evening, Dexter. It's been a while. This is Agatha, the headmistress of the orphanage Charlotte grew up in. She just contacted me in great distress. It seems like we have some things to discuss. She told me everything about how you and your parents have been treating her like less than human, like your own personal slave since the moment you got married. On top of that, you cheated on her. Brought your lover home and kicked Charlotte out on the streets, didn't you? Tell me, did you ever think you were going to get away with such despicable behavior? It's obvious you've seen my messages. I can see the red marks, you know. If you can muster up the courage, you're free to respond at any time.
Shut your mouth, you old hag! I don't know a frickin' thing about any of this crap. That psycho is just fantasizing. She's crazy, I tell you.
You only have to look at her to see it's all true. She's emaciated and has huge bags under her eyes. She's in a constant state of anxiety and fear. All it takes is a door opening to make her jump out of her skin. How does that happen to a girl who was once so fit and healthy, so outgoing, vibrant, and bubbly? She was a picture of health when she left the orphanage. She barely weighs 40 kilograms now. Her clothes were all tattered and worn out, and she hardly even had any personal belongings.
Like I told you, I don't know nothing about any of this. Anyway, even if I did do something to her, she was a miserable orphan and me and my folks were kind enough to adopt her. Which means we can treat her however we goddamn want to.
Excuse me? Are you being serious right now?
Besides, what the heck does it have to do with you? You ain't Charlotte's mom, you ain't her gran. You're just some wrinkled up old hag sat up on a high horse who thinks she can scare me. Something bad might happen if you don't learn to stay out of other people's business. You catch my drift, lady?
I'm very disappointed in you, Dexter. You seemed so sweet and kind when you came to introduce yourself before the wedding. I'm actually disappointed in myself for not seeing right through you. As Charlotte's guardian, I have a duty to make you pay for what you've done, and pay you will. Are you prepared for the hell that's coming your way?
Oh, I'm quaking in my boots! What's some wrinkled up old hag gonna do to me? You gonna chase me on your Zimmer frame? Write me a sternly worded letter? If you wanna do this, then let's do this! You wanna get taken down, lady?
Great, it's settled then. I'll make sure you remember what you just said to me.
Hey, Charlotte! What the hell did that old hag do? You got any idea how much trouble you're in, girl? You just goddamn wait! Answer me! I know you're looking.
Good morning, Dexter. This is the old hag. What can I do for you?
I ain't interested in talking to you, hag! Put me on to Charlotte now!
Charlotte's been looking after the children right now. But even if she wasn't busy, I wouldn't let you speak to her in a million years. What do you want? Make it quick. You seem to be in quite the panic. Anyone would think you received a court summons or something.
Aha! I knew it was you! You're gonna pay for this, mark my words, hag! The heck are you two trying to pull? You're dragging me into court like some criminal! On what charges? I ain't done nothing!
It was patently obvious Charlotte was going to take you to court after the way you behaved. You've been summoned to take part in the divorce mediation on countless occasions by now. But you ignored the call every single time. You didn't show up to even a single meeting, did you? As a result, the mediation ended in failure, which means she had no choice but to take you to divorce court. Anyone could have seen this coming. If you'd have just come to the meetings, none of this would have been happening.
Ugh, don't come at me with this legal jargon thinking you're all clever. I ain't playing your silly games, hag! Why the hell should I have to go out of my way to go to court to deal with some miserable orphan's emotional issues? I ain't no shrink! If you got business with me, then you come to me. I'm a busy guy. You get me?
Oh dear, you seem to be suffering from a severe deficient intelligence. You don't have to come if you don't want to, you know, if your time's so valuable and you really can't make it. Don't you worry yourself one bit. All that means is that you'll owe Charlotte $60,000 in compensation.
You what?
As a rule, if you don't show up to the trial, you lose the case by default, which means that you're obligated to pay the full amount of the claimant's requested compensation without even getting the chance to defend yourself. Let's face it though, even if you did show up to try and defend yourself, you still wouldn't have a leg to stand on.
What? Why not?
It just so happens that one of the children I raised in this orphanage is now a very successful lawyer. His area of expertise also just so happens to be divorce law. All it would take is one phone call. I do hate the idea of causing him a nuisance, but I get the feeling he'd drop everything if he had to help me in my time of need. Thinking about everything you did to her, harassment, bullying, cheating, stealing, as well as all the rest, this clearly isn't a fight you can win.
Whatever! This crap just ain't gonna stand up, it ain't got no legs! Harassment, cheating? I ain't got the foggiest idea what you're talking about. I ain't that kind of guy. If you ain't got proof, then you're nothing but a doof.
Well, now that you mention it, I also just so happen to have a friend who runs a private investigation agency. One phone call was all it took. I have enough proof to take you to court 10 times over. To give some specific examples, how about bringing your lover back home to flaunt her in front of your wife, despite the fact you're still very much married? It seems like you're known as quite the womanizing sleazeball around the neighborhood, too. I heard some very interesting stories. Not just the cheating either. Surprisingly, they even knew about the abuse, too. Do you ever get the feelings your neighbors avoid you?
Huh?
Another one of the girls who grew up in the orphanage became a doctor. Charlotte went in for an examination at her practice and provided me with documentation on all of the physical damage you've caused her, all permissible as evidence in court. Do you understand now? We're certainly not going to struggle proving anything. Nothing you could possibly say will get you out of the 200-meter hole you dug yourself into.
You're lying! Ain't no way any of this is true. You expect me to believe a miserable orphan like her can afford to hire lawyers and private investigators? Oh, that made me laugh. She ain't got the money to take me down.
It's true. You and your parents did steal all of her money and leave her with nothing, which is why I'm paying for everything.
You're doing what? Why the heck you gonna use good money on some waste of space with no parents? She ain't even blood to you. You gotta be kidding me. Ain't no one that stupid.
Whether we're related by blood or not means nothing to me. I raised her as if she was my own daughter. She's my family and I love her. What other reason do I need than that she's family? There's nothing I wouldn't do to protect her.
God freaking damn it, alright fine. You win, I'll apologize. She can have all her stuff back. I'll even give her some money to show I'm sorry, alright? We'll be square then, won't we?
Do you seriously think you're getting off that lightly? Don't be so ridiculous. If we're going to do this, and we are going to do this, then we're going to do it properly. No one lays their hands on my daughter and gets away with it. You're going to regret being born when I'm finished with you, boy. Surely you knew this would happen when you decided to victimize and abuse my Charlotte. Surely you weren't stupid enough to believe there'd be no consequences.
What? You threatening me?
I might not look much, but believe it or not, I used to be the CEO of a major company. My son took over when I retired, and he's running the show these days. I still talk to him regularly when he needs help with management-related things. I'm kind of like his personal advisor.
So what? You think I care about some crappy company?
Did you know that crabby company is your company's biggest client?
Say what?
I made a few recommendations to my son at the time you two got married, after I found out you worked in the same industry as us. As a result, he turned down some very generous offers from other companies in favor of establishing a major trading contract with yours. At the time, I thought I was doing a good thing by making a gesture towards my son-in-law, but clearly I made a mistake. I think it's time my son terminated the contract. It's not like it was ever a particularly profitable contract for us, and to be honest, I regret allowing my personal affairs to get mixed up with my professional life.
Wait, what? What?
Don't get too excited yet, I'm not finished. Next, there's the company your dad works at. Another one of the boys who grew up in my orphanage happens to be the CEO of his company's parent company. Well, I say boy, but he's 50 now.
No, wait! You going after my freaking dad now? No, wait, you can't!
Oh, one more thing. You and your parents rent your house, don't you? You're not going to believe this. The coincidences are almost piling up too high now. But I also happen to be friends with a major real estate magnate. And you'll never guess whose house he owns. Yep, I could even make the phone call this evening. Which angle do you think we should go for? Refusal to renew? Mandatory eviction? Can you imagine if I made phone calls to all of my friends about you? Can you imagine how far you'd fall? I'm thinking you hit rock bottom before you even realized what was going on.
Oh my god, don't! Don't, please!
Let me spell it out. If I do decide to take revenge on you, you will lose all that you hold dear. You'll be lucky if you even get to keep the clothes on your back. Your blood will run cold with terror and you will be plunged into the depths of despair, hopelessness, and suffering. Doesn't that sound nice?
Please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I mean it!
Don't you think you're apologizing to the wrong person? And by text, really? Don't you think it'd be more appropriate to get yourself down here and beg for forgiveness on your hands and knees?
Yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. I promise I ain't ever gonna do anything like this again. I never thought it would come to this.
Your luck ran out when you made the fatal error of taking me for some harmless old woman. I'm not trying to brag, but I have friends in high places. Exterminating a wretched little worm like you would be child's play.
I'm so sorry, really. I'm so sorry. Please don't do it.
We'll be continuing this conversation in court through our lawyers. Goodbye. Immediately after that, Dexter and his parents rushed down to the orphanage in an attempt to apologize for their behavior. But the time for apologies has passed, and they were delusional to think otherwise. I told them they could apologize in court and sent them on their way. They would accept it and sat down on the floor outside the orphanage like petulant children, leaving me with no choice but to call the police. They quickly stood up and hightailed it out of there when they realized who I was on the phone, too. Obviously, Charlotte won the trial. Dexter and his lover were ordered to pay a combined total of $75,000 in compensation. In order to come with the money, he and his parents were forced to move out of the house and sell all of their personal belongings. To add insult to injury, his lover, furious about being dragged into such a catastrophic situation, broke up with him no sooner than the trial was over. Now, last I heard, Dexter and his parents are living in an apartment so cramped and tiny they're like rats huddled together in a cage. Between his company losing their biggest trading partner as a result of a few choice words of advice to my son, and his reputation as an abusive scumbag circulating around the office, his work life is now a living hell. I was astonished he didn't get fired, but in a way, this is actually more satisfying. He deserves everything he gets, so I can't say I feel bad for him. Charlotte's gradually returning to her old, vibrant, bubbly self while living at the orphanage. She's helping me out by looking after the children and doing various odd jobs while recuperating. Here's to the start of Charlotte's new life. She deserves to be happy.
Hey, when are you leaving? Whenever you're here, I have nowhere to put my stuff. It's annoying.
What? I have no intention of leaving. I mean, I do live here.
Oh. Really? Oof, that's rough. You got married, so why don't you go live with my brother? Why are you still here? Are you dumb?
I'm here for your father.
How caring of you. So you're here to look after my sick dad. That makes sense. The problem is that you're no help to me, so could you leave already?
What do you mean by you don't have room for your stuff?
Pretty soon the house is going to be filled with a bunch of things. Your property included, of course.
What I'm asking is, what are these things?
Why does that matter to you? It's stuff I need to run my business. It's not something you would understand if I tried to explain.
If you're trying to work on a business, then why don't you just rent a warehouse for storage and whatnot? Why are you trying to do it at home? What kind of business does that?
Businesses these days focus on efficiency more than anything else. Besides, the amount of effort and money that would be lost renting a warehouse, doing everything here is a lot more efficient.
Is that so? So then what kind of work are you doing?
You wouldn't understand if I told you.
At least tell me what category of work it falls into. Are you scamming people?
Huh? Are you making fun of me? I'll let you know that it's a store that my boyfriend and I worked at. We sell products. Do you understand what I'm saying so far?
Yeah, I do. What's up with your vague explanations? In what way are you running the business? What are you selling?
Gosh, you're being so annoying. Just move out soon. I'm using your room as my warehouse, so I'm going to need you to at least get out of there.
Sorry, but I won't be doing that. Good luck with your, business.
It's legitimate.
Hang on. Do you believe that I'm part of a marriage scam?
Yeah, there's proof of it. There's a picture of you meeting countless men.
And I keep telling you that it's not me in that photo.
Anybody can see that it's you.
You've got it all wrong. This is photoshopped.
Okay, if that's what you claim, then prove it.
Prove it? I can't even remember these photos. Which only means that these would be photoshopped. I'm not all that great with technology, so I can't say much else about it.
I can't believe this. I thought you would have some kind of solid proof. Plus, it's not even just that picture. I searched up your full name, and a result of you getting arrested for a previous scam appeared.
My name isn't that rare, so it's not hard to believe that someone could have the same first and last name.
Even the age was the same, though. Haley Smith, age 28.
This is such a pain. What are you doing other than Haley Smith?
This doesn't. I'm getting a divorce with you. My dad seems to believe in you, but I, on the other hand, can't trust you anymore as your husband.
So you'll just believe a rumor that sounds like Sarah would say.
Yeah, that's right. She's my little sister who's far more critical. Plus, there's solid proof. There's no way you can lie your way out of this. If you understand what's good for you, then you should get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay, but I will say this one last thing. I have never done a marriage scam. I did marry you because I loved you.
I won't believe a single deceiving thing you say. I loved and trusted you, Haley, and yet you betrayed me.
You're entitled to your thoughts.
I heard you got kicked out by my brother. Poor you.
Do you enjoy spreading rumors? I'm sure you had fun with this one.
What are you talking about? Sounds like you're trying to make me look bad. I only protected my brother from the evil grasp of marriage scams.
You went through the effort to make false proof just to get me out of the room.
I didn't do anything of the sort. However, I am very happy about you being out of the house finally.
Why would you do this? Did I do something to you?
Not really. Not really. You were just in the way. You are way too stubborn and headstrong. It's annoying.
Just for something like that?
I think that's more than enough of a reason. You have to get rid of things and people who are disturbing your lifestyle.
Isn't that just admitting to the crime?
I'm not admitting that I did anything, though. But make no mistake, you were a thorn in my side. You being out of the house is just lucky for me. Wait, you're still here?
I can't leave that quickly. I'm packing my stuff up.
Hurry up! You being here is causing me so much stress. Get out of here already, or else I will be bringing in the police.
On what grounds?
Illegally loitering, obviously. You're just an acquaintance of ours now. How much longer are you going to stand around here? Criminals aren't welcome here.
And I already am trying to. I am trying to pack up my stuff and have everything ready for the movers to pick up at noon. Until then, I'm going to be here.
I don't care! Get out! Your presence alone is enough to make me feel horrible.
I'm telling you to be patient.
Marriage scamming criminals can't be left alone. If you don't want the police here, then leave.
Looks like the police are here.
You're so gonna get arrested.
Well, I called them here.
What? Why would you do something like that? Are you trying to turn yourself in?
Nope. If anything, the police being called here is bad news for you.
Huh? What are you talking about? The trespasser here is the one in trouble.
You can drop the act now. You are fully aware of what's going on.
Wait, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you've been going on about.
If you have no idea, then why did you run from the back door?
Well, that's because I had to do some shopping.
Oh, really? What are you going to buy?
What I'm gonna buy? Well, I wanted to get some toast. We ran out of toast, so I went to go buy some.
So that means you're heading towards the grocery store nearby, right? So then, why are you sprinting towards the subway?
What?
I'm asking why you're running to the subway station. You wouldn't be trying to buy some simple toast from a store further away, right? Did you always have such a strong preference for what kind of toast you eat?
What's going on here? Are you trailing behind me?
Of course not. I'm paying good money for this, so why would I go through the effort of moving on my own? I'm home enjoying a cup of coffee.
What? But the police?
I lied. I never called the police. Well, at least not yet anyways. I always plan to do so eventually.
What is going on here? What are you trying to do? Also, what do you mean by paid good money for this?
Earlier, I hired a detective to look into you and your business? Well, just mainly your business.
A detective?
He's been on your tail all day today. Seems like you managed to get onto the subway. Are you perhaps in a dazed state of mind?
So, what did you discover?
Well, the truth.
You've got it all wrong. I was just listening to the given instructions. I have no real part in this. I'm not the bad guy here. You've got to believe me.
Oh, really? Then there should be no issue with me calling the police.
If you just tell them what you just told me, there should be no reason to run from them.
They won't believe me if I say something like that.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't. You used your own house as the warehouse for your business. It only looks like you were 100% willing to do it. No, that's because I was threatened.
Buying large amounts of counterfeit brand goods from overseas and then reselling them as the real deal is a serious crime. You called a major scam like that a business.
Shut up! All that has nothing to do with me. Besides, do you even have any proof that I would be involved in this?
There are tons of it.
Well, even if you did, I was threatened into the business anyway. You don't have proof that I was doing this out of my own free will, right?
I believe that the leader of this organization, James, was it? Anyways, he's talking to the cops right now.
What?
You know, the leader of this scamming organization and also your boyfriend, James? He was arrested a few hours ago. I hate to break it to you, but I doubt he's the type to protect his friends and the opportunity to save himself.
He got arrested? No way. But he said that everything would be okay.
Maybe you should hurry up and turn yourself in before it's too late. It would be entirely pointless to run away. You should turn yourself in and restart your life with better choices.
I'm telling you, I didn't do it!
Were you always this much of an idiot? Do you understand now? Your sister was involved in a horrible scamming scheme? Are you now willing to reconsider believing me now that you can see that your sister is rather unreliable?
This can't be true.
There's so much proof. Not to mention her boyfriend got arrested. She's on the run now, but it's only a matter of time before she gets caught and stopped too.
That means the picture of you.
As I said before, it's photoshopped. Will you believe me now?
But why would she do such a thing?
According to her, she just didn't like me. She didn't like an outsider like me in her home when she moved back in with you guys.
A stupid reason like that led to her to do all of this?
You never know what a person who decided to join a scamming organization would do. Oh, also, I have proof from the guy in the picture that this is a photoshopped photo. The actual picture should arrive soon. After you see that, there's no way you would doubt me.
I'm so sorry, Haley. I wasn't myself. I can't believe I fell for something like that.
It's fine. I don't blame you given that I had no way to defend myself. Plus, your sister who you love and trust was the one who told you. Are we good?
Are you sure? You're not mad at all?
It's fine, I promise. As long as you can fully understand, trust me, and never do something like that again. On the other hand, I will not be forgiving your sister.
What are you gonna do now?
For now, I guess let the detective trail her until the end. After that, she's the police's problem.
Haley, I'm sorry for everything.
I told you it's fine. I didn't even call them, and yet the police showed up at home. Aren't you tired of running? There's no point in it. Although I heard you got the detective to back off. Pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Shut up. This is all your fault. I hate this!
You can get all mad and place the blame on me all you want, but if you just hurry up and turn yourself in, then you could still have a chance at redeeming your life. The more you run, the worse this is all going to get for you. Just hand yourself in. This is for your good.
If I go now, will they be a bit more merciful?
Better than if you continue running, for sure. As long as you show that you've learned your lesson, things should be fine.
Thanks. I'll do that. Will you forgive me as well, Haley?
What? No, of course not! Are you dumb? I'm still bitter about all the trouble you've caused me. I'll be sure to sue you over the false accusations of me being a scammer. I hope you're prepared to be paying me, dumb brat.
Hang on, but you were being so nice to me just moments ago.
I just want you to hurry up and turn yourself in so that I can file a lawsuit against you. So do me a favor and just turn yourself in already!
What's wrong with you, you traitor? Why isn't Dad answering my calls? What's going on?
He said he doesn't want to talk to you! You're not allowed back in this home. Saw that one coming.
That's not fair! If I get arrested, who's gonna deal with the bail money?
You should figure out what to do on your own. I mean, after all, this is your business, right? After that, while Sarah did try her best to run away, she finally got caught and arrested. Along with her original crime, she has been charged with a few others as well, leading her to await trial. The money she's getting sued with from the victim she scammed, along with the lawsuit I have against her, she's spending her days in her cell in despair. Also, her boyfriend was found guilty of multiple charges and is awaiting a worse fate than her. After getting out of jail, Sarah crawled back home in tears, asking her father for forgiveness. But true to his word, she wasn't allowed back. The news of what happened spread around town, and she became the laughingstock of the town. She eventually couldn't handle it and moved out of town, never to return. I'm not sure where she went or what she's doing, but I did see on the news last year that she was arrested for another charge of scamming. I guess it's hard to get out of the lifestyle once you've tried it once.